coming to you live. Getting a kind of a late start today. I had a client meeting that ran really long, but decided to go ahead and jump on rather than just skip it altogether because this is part of our regular weekly thing that we do. We call it our Thirsty Thursday series. What is that all about? Well, it it's where I have a chance to sort of go live and sort of talk about things that I sort of come across and what I do. What do I do? I'm a lawyer. I'm an estate planning lawyer. Wills, trusts, and estates, elder law, probate, trust, all that good stuff. And so that's part of our Thirsty Thursday series. So as I like to always open these by saying, if you're thirsting for knowledge, you've come to the right place. So today's talk is going to be about the 6 worst assets to inherit. So last Thursday, I introduced everybody to the idea that there are really difficult assets to inherit, the kinds of assets that really can cause problems when they are inherited by family members, heirs, and so forth. And so really I sort of narrowed it down to 6. And so I've decided to go ahead and break this talk up into 6 separate segments where I talk about one asset each week, one problem asset each week, okay? So this week, I'm going to be talking about the first one on the list, the first of the 6. And what is that? That's timeshares. So what is a timeshare? Well, really, it's sort of like it's a long-term contract, for those that may not know, where you agree to rent out, let's say an annual trip to, let's say, a resort, a vacation property. And the thing is, these contracts can last for decades, sometimes for your entire life. And they are famously very difficult to get out of. So even if you love your timeshare, you think it's a great deal, and maybe you've had a lot of great memories there, be very cautious when it comes time to leaving it to the next generation. So if you pass away, well, we all were, when you pass away, I should say, and let's say your kids then inherit the timeshare, guess what? They'll be on the hook for the ongoing cost of the timeshare contract. By the way, costs that are always going up every year. And get this, some sellers of timeshares even encourage you, sort of subversively, you as the buyer, hey, put your kids or young family members on the deed to the timeshare. They push this when you sign up for that very reason, so that they stick the next generation with it. That's a bad idea. Don't put family members on the deed or the contract for the timeshare if you have one or are getting one. Now, the decision whether to take the timeshare should not be forced on the kids. To take it after you die should not be forced on them, and you would be forcing them by putting them on the contract or on the deed. So instead, let them make the decision after you die whether they want to take it or not. And if they decide no, they don't want it, they can refuse the timeshare contract at that point. Even if your will says, I leave everything to the kids, including the timeshare, they can say, no, I don't want it. So what that would look like is they would do a certain legal technique called a disclaimer. They would disclaim the timeshare, which basically is a way for them to say, I don't want it. I don't want it. Now, a disclaimer, in order to do it the right way, has to be done as part of a probate process. And what the kids would do then is they would send like a written document to the executor of the estate and to the timeshare company saying, hey, we don't accept this timeshare contract. Now, if your heirs are sort of on the fence as to whether they want the timeshare, they have to be very careful, sort of very cautious not to use the timeshare, not to use the property after you're gone. Let's say they want to sort of take one last memorial trip to the resort. Guess what happens if they do that? This could prevent them from then effectively disclaiming the property, and they'll be stuck with it. The point is, once an heir accepts some of the benefits of any inherited asset, they cannot then later disclaim it or say that they don't want it, okay? So using a timeshare even once by the kids may count as taking over the timeshare contract. Now, if your family has decided that they don't want to inherit the timeshare, and let's say you no longer want it, okay, you can try to get rid of it while you're still living. Now, how hard this is going to be sort of depends on the company you're dealing with. Some will simply buy you out and take it back. Now, you could also try to sell the contract to someone else, or maybe work with, there are these timeshare exit companies, they advertise on the radio and so forth. They specialize in getting people out of these timeshare arrangements. But don't try to hold out for much money, okay? Even though you think it's worth something, it's usually worth a lot less. And you might be willing to walk away and get nothing in return. That actually may be well worth it. Just get rid of it. Because when you think about it, a timeshare, it's more like a liability than an asset. Now, if you decide to simply, let's say, abandon or walk away from the timeshare, look, the company might send you some nasty letters threatening legal action, but the fact is most of these companies don't follow through on these threats, especially if, let's say, the timeshare is paid off. They'll simply put the timeshare sort of back in circulation, back in the rotation or their portfolio, and try to sell it to somebody else. So that is the asset number one among the 6 of very difficult assets to inherit. Next week I'll be talking about asset number 2, collectibles. So join us then. So if you'd like to know more about sort of the 6 worst assets to inherit and maybe how we can help, we'd love to talk to you. So to make it easy, we invite you to go ahead and reach out to us and start a conversation. Schedule a phone call. It's a free 15-minute complimentary phone call. We call it our book a call or discovery call. And all you have to do is go to our website, legacyplanninglawgroup.com, and click on the book your free call button. It's blue. Book on it. Takes you straight to our booking calendar. Pick the time and the day that works for you, and we'll get on the call with you. Okay? So if you've enjoyed this video, we ask that you would like it. Okay? Better yet, share it with your friends. And we encourage you to take a look at our YouTube channel if you want to get more information. Lots of videos, and they're ever growing in number. Just go to our YouTube channel, Legacy Planning Law Group. So, hope you've enjoyed this talk about the 6 worst assets to inherit. This talking about asset number 1 of the 6, timeshares. I'm going to give another talk next Thursday. Hopefully it'll be at the regularly scheduled time as part of our Thirsty Thursday series. So if you're thirsty for knowledge, we will quench your thirst. So Bill O'Leary signing off for now. And on behalf of everybody here at my firm, I couldn't be more proud. Team Legacy, we call ourselves. Go make it a great day and make it a better world.